Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Martin, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. As promised, I'm going to do another Italian wine episode. We talked about how many grape varietals there are in Italy, 1,300. Of course, not all of those you can find in a grocery store with a wine label on them, but many of them are produced and they make wines out of them, and you can find them in the wine store. There you have it. I am going to look at Montepulciano di Abruzzo. Montepulciano is the grape. Abruzzo is the region. They also do it in Marche and Molise in Italy. Abruzzo is the most common one you'll see. That's the region, the appellation that you'll see attached to Montepulciano. Now, you don't want to get it confused with Montepulciano. Let's see, Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, which is from the town of Montepulciano, made from Sangiovese, a certain clone of Sangiovese. So it can be confusing. I remember going to Italy years ago on a tour, and we were drinking Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, and they were expensive. They were in the $30 to $50 range. And I said, I know I can get Montepulciano for really cheap. And the tour guide goes, I think you mean Montepulciano, the grape from Abruzzo or one of these other areas. And yes, he was right. That's what I was thinking of. Those were the early days of my career. I learned something then. And really, Montepulciano is a good introductory wine for new wine drinkers getting into Italian wines because it's a softer in tannins, lower in acidity, uses a little bit fruitier, and they're inexpensive. At least most are, unless they add a lot of oak to them, then they're not, because Montepulciano can be, it accepts oak well, is what I'm trying to say. So, we have 3 Montepulcianos from Abruzzo. So, Montepulciano di Abruzzo. Good introductory wine for you new wine drinkers that are getting into Italian wines. The other wine I would go to would be Primitivo, aka Zinfandel. We might do an episode on that as well. But we're going to start off with the 2022 San Vito Montepulciano di Abruzzo, $11. It's $11, you know, great value. And as I talked about, and this is one of the reasons I think that wine sales are dropping just a little bit, is because a lot of wine programs focus on expensive wines. And let me tell you, when you're near, we want you 20 to 35-year-olds to start getting into wine. It's a very healthy beverage in moderation. It's good with food. So I'd really like to see more of you reach out and try wines. And you're certainly not going to dive into $35 to $45 bottles of wine. I didn't when I was in that age group. Unless you're a trust fund baby or you have wealthy parents that take care of you, then yes, you can do that. And I'm jealous. But I couldn't do it when I was in my early 20s, going into my mid-30s. I was raising a family, didn't have that kind of discretionary income. So, San Vito Montepulciano di Abruzzo, $11. Nice color on it. Yeah, fairly good color. That's another thing about it. It does have good dark color to it. Nice kind of a burgundy sort of red color, a little darker. Let's see what we get on the nose. Little black olive. I get blackberry, black olive. I'm thinking a little bit of plum as well. Even a pinch of licorice coming through. Let's see what we get on the palate. Very easy to drink. This is a delicious wine, a 10 in the delicious category. What I like about this, it's got a little bit of a pepper spice going on the backside. Nice blackberry, plum notes, a little bit of a cherry coming through on this one as well. I get a little leather minerality coming through, which I really like. So very nice wine, very easy to drink, soft tannins, very approachable, a nice introductory wine, but be really good with hamburgers or pizza or something like that. Those black olive notes come through as well. Nice intensity on the mid palate, then it dries off on the finish. Like I said, Great wine for those of you who want to break into Italian wines. Low acid, nice fruit, but dry at the same time. Good food wine, which you expect from Italian wines. They always seem to make their wines to go with food. They do always make their wines to go with food. And this is no exception. I'm going to go straight up B minus B on that. Really good, simple but delicious, well-made wine. I like it. B minus B. Let's move on to one of my favorite importers. From one of my favorite importers. This is the 2022 Madia Torre Zambra Montepulciano di Abruzzo, made with organic grapes. This is from 11's Imports. Keith Johnson, a shout out to Keith. He does a great job of importing some really good value wines. And this rolls in at $12. Yeah, Keith has got a great palate. He did an episode with me. Maybe you can look back. I might put a link up to it if I get a chance to do that, of Keith and I. I interviewed him. Just a boatload of knowledge and very good importer. Again, very dark color, kind of a, like I said, a deep purple. Deep purple. There you go. A little band action going on. Let's see what we get on those. Now I expect it to be all a little bit similar. I do get a little bit of black olive on this one. I'm getting some blackberry and plum notes, a little bit of cherry as well, and a little leather, kind of a worn leather thing going on. Let's see what we get on the palate. I'm telling you guys, these are crowd pleasers. Like I said, 12 bucks, has a little bit of minerality, good fruit notes from the beginning into the mid palate, then it dries out a little bit. Great food wine. Black olive notes linger with the blackberry, kind of black plum thing going on, with just a little kind of kiss of cherry. Maybe even a little bit of chocolate on this one, not a lot, just a hint of chocolate. Those leather notes kind of hit right on the top of the mid palate into the finish just a little bit. Great wine, good balance. Like I said, not highly acidic, easy to drink, but well made. So I'm going to go straight up B on that one. Solid Montepulciano, and like I said, both of these great crowd pleasers, and $11 and $12. So for you younger wine drinkers out there that want to try something that would help you break into Italian wines, or just something that you can afford and enjoy, look for Montepulciano. Now we're going to step up just a little bit to the Valle Reale Montepulciano di Abruzzo. These are all 2022s, and this rolls in at $19. So we're stepping up closer to 20 bucks, but still under 20. Let's see if we can tell the difference. Next month will be dedicated to Washington Wine Month. I have a whole bunch of wines lined up to review then, which is really cool. March is the original Washington Wine Month, and the only month where I will really focus on Washington wines. So again, very dark. This is even darker than the other two, really. Yeah, quite a bit darker. You almost can't see through it. There you go. Hopefully you get a little idea there. Let's see what we get on the nose. Well, this has a very interesting, I'm going to say, almost a little bit of, well, a little bit of funk. We say funk, but in a good way. I get the leather action. I'm getting definitely some kind of boysenberry notes. I'm getting a little black raspberry on this one, which is interesting. So just slightly different. I get some dusty minerality coming through on the nose as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. This has some interesting red flower notes that come through. A little bit of licorice. It's a little brighter, a little crisper, a little fresher, a little juicier on the palate than the other two. More complexity, but the raspberry notes come through. I get a little plum, definitely some boysenberry notes. Some interesting earth notes come through on the mid palate. Very interesting wine and very good. A little juicy, like I said, a little juicier. This has a little more acidity than the other two. Like I said, a little juicier, but a very solid food wine. And again, if you're breaking into Italian wines or you just want to try something new, this is a great Montepulciano as well. I'm going to go B, hedging towards B+, not quite getting there. Has a little more complexity than the other two. Got a little more going on. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of kind of dry bark action on this one up in the mid palate. Just a little bit with that kind of raspberry, blackberry, boysenberry, and a little bit of tart cherry notes coming through as well, but not super tart. This is a great wine. They're all three delicious wines and all three great examples of Montepulciano from Abruzzo, the region kind of north of Italy, a little bit to the east. So there you have it. Another grape from Italy. Kind of exciting. Yeah. We're going to do more Italian grapes after March. I just think it's interesting to kind of delve into some of the great varietals from Italy. We'll probably get into some whites going into April because, you know, it's getting warmer outside, which is great. Love it. Big windstorm last night, but it's a nice day today. Glad, I'm very happy about that. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends about this channel so they can jump in and find great values. That's what I'm all about, finding good values so you can spend your money wisely. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you to do just that.